State. Rogers, a senior from Rutherford, New Jersey. 10th all-time matchup between these two schools. Pepperdine has taken 8 of the previous 9. Here we go from Noblesville. Set your best player immediately in Hartke. Through the block and point goes to Pepperdine. Ryan Barnett gets the kill.
Yeah, and I like that there from Pepperdine. You see them off the net a little bit on that first pass. They go to Hartke. Ball State throws up the triple block, but Pepperdine covers it well, and they're able to get the ball there to Barnett on the left. A kill down the line to get Pepperdine out in front early.
Hartke all 6'11" of them with the opening serve, and this one sprayed wide by the libero. Point goes to Ball State, the kill to Will Basilio.
Will Basilio, sophomore left side, started for them last year as well. Great high swing there, and Riley for Pepperdine just unable to handle that one. Ball State on the board here.
Basilio third in kills. We see a service error, and frankly, you're going to see more of that in men's volleyball. Bigger swings, bigger serves, sometimes bigger margin for error.
Yeah, you're going to see more errors from the service line. If you're used to watching women's volleyball more than men's, you're going to see a lot of that. These guys will go after it from the service line, so expect that, but you're going to see a high level of physicality, both attacking and at the net on the block.
Great scramble play by Ball State to keep it alive. Wall is there for Hartke. Triple block by Ball State. Give the point to the Cardinals. Will Patterson amongst those that got the job done for BSU.
Yeah, and how about Basilio there? Earlier in the rally goes one-on-one with Hartke and gets a good touch. Ball State able to throw that thing back there at the end on a tip from Gomez. So Ball State doing a nice job putting some pressure against Pepperdine tonight on the block early.
Give Lewis full credit for the block. Block is there again. Basilio a part of it for the Cardinals.
And how about Will Basilio? I think that's 3 touches out of the gate for him against Hartke. So really nice job there. Sends that one back. So
Henning and Tucker, Pepperdine knew they were getting a much better level of defense than what they saw a night ago.
For sure, and Ball State is a good blocking team. They stay disciplined. They do some nice things, and Pepperdine's going to challenge it early, but you're going to want to get Hartke going, and Pepperdine gets one of their own there, sends it back. Mate and Polamaz on the block for Pepperdine.
The international connection, Mate from Switzerland, Polamaz from Serbia. Polamaz did play in this state, played at Purdue Fort Wayne before making his way out to Malibu. So tied at 3 points apiece. Noe Mate to serve. Middle blocker is a freshman. Mate, 78 kills on the season. Bit of an overpass, so just go over on 2. Quick thinking by Lucas Machado.
Lucas Machado, he's a lefty. He is a very offensive-minded setter. That time kind of with the throwdown, you'll also see him wind up and crank on it. So really nice job there from Machado, keeping that block of Pepperdine guessing.
Yeah, setter 5th on the team in kills with 86. Big swing. Just missed. No touch of the net. Point goes to BSU.
Just wide. I love that set there from Polamaz, though. Barnett running that just long on that bick. It's a back row attack. The players, if they're in the back row, they've got to hit from behind that white line you see. They'll call it the 10-foot line, 3-meter line, just long, but really nice attempt.
First real service receiving error we have seen. Gomez couldn't handle that. First bit of separation goes to the Cardinals.
Nice job there. Just a little mix on that float serve, and Gomez unable to handle it. Kind of fell off the table on him, and Ball State gets a 3-point lead here early in set 1.
Basilio serves right back to Gomez. Gomez off the block. Pepperdine got a touch. Could not bend out of the way. Could Polamaz. 4-point lead for the Cards.
Yeah, that's a tough one too. Polamaz is running that way and thinks he's out of the way and just takes a little bit of a deflection. He's unable to get out of the way. So Ball State with a great start, getting a couple blocks against Pepperdine State that they're able to take care of that, but Gomez with a great swing off the block to get the kill and a much needed point for Pepperdine.
Dig by Barnett. Gomez off the block, make it 2 for 2.
Same thing there on that one. Looks like just found the high hands. And you see 2 similar deflections there. He's hitting high and then trying to get that thing to deflect back out of bounds. So 2 great shots there by Gomez.
Coach Winder looking on stoically for Pepperdine. Service error, pulled that one wide, did Polamaz. First point given away on serve by the Waves.
Both teams early have been pretty consistent from the service line, so that's a good sign. Both coaches are going to like that, pressuring the other teams to handle the ball, get into their offense.
Patterson on the serve. Hartke couldn't rear up with the fastball, but able to roll that one off the block. Point Waves.
Yeah, good mix there. Just Ball State really anticipating something heavy and hard, and gets it. Sometimes those can be so hard to block, and it takes a little off. And good shot. Ball State just unable to handle that deflection off the block.
Coming out of the timeout, 3 of the last 4 points belong now to Pepperdine. Absolute hammer on the serve. And finding that seam, point Ball State.
You talked about it there. Gomez absolutely tattoos that thing from the service line. Coach Winter talked about it. They got 4 guys who can really get after it, but Ball State able to mitigate that, handle it. They get a first ball side out. That is critical.
Lewis second only to Rogers in kills. Free ball, free point, smacked home by Jacob Surratt.
Ball State currently here early in set 1, winning the serve and pass. They've handled it better than Pepperdine. They've got an ace, and they've got a couple overpasses already. There's another one, so Ball State really advantaged them here early.
Lefty serve, Barnett the dig. Off the block, diving effort, but Lewis couldn't adjust in time, and I like the hitting creativity we're seeing early here from Pepperdine.
Yeah, you're seeing a big wide toolbox from these guys, and Barnett just is creative. I mean, he's got a big, heavy arm. He can hit all the shots, but you're going to see him mix, and what a smart shot there off the net. Ball State's able to get a triple block, and he just finds the edge of it. Gets a point for the Cardinals.
Short set, big result. Give that to Surratt, and you know the motivation for everybody is to make the national semifinals. For Surratt, it's go home. He's from Riverside, California. Wants to head back home next weekend.
Yeah, JUCO transfer. He's been spectacular for Ball State all season. Battled some injury and some sickness early on, but he's been healthy and has been really, really good for the Cardinals.
Just a little bit long. Immediately, Rogers taps the chest, but again, you're going to live with 3 to 4 service errors a set in the men's game.
Yeah, if you can be at that clip, especially if you've got multiple guys hitting a heavy jump top, you're going to be in good shape. Again, when you get up over 5, you get up close to 10, that's where it can really be an issue because it's such a side-out game, meaning people score early. There's not long rallies, so when you're giving away that many points, it can be really hard to recover and win sets.
You had to really be nitpicky to find something to chirp on from the Pepperdine point last night. 16 service errors in 3 sets. That was one of them.
Yeah, they had 8 in the first set, so they got better as it went on, but certainly they're going to want to be a little better on that end.
Swing from the back. Hartke on the dig. Set to Barnett. Reads the block perfectly. And again, it's not been the fastball. It's been kind of the changeup right now that's working best for Pepperdine.
Yeah, Ball State's going to have to do a better job. That's a point that the blocker's got to do a better job. That was not over the top. They should have had a chance to throw that back down, and then Basilio just unable to handle it. So Coach Eindel is going to want those guys to make sure they're making some of those plays. That one just too easy to give away there to Pepperdine.
Barnett to serve, and that is in, nope, going to be deemed to be a point to Pepperdine. Ball did hit the underneath portion of the scoreboard. This is good news for fans. There's not a bad seat in the house. The bad news is this is not the roof at Worthen Arena that you have from a room standpoint above the court.
No, it's not, and generally if it hits and comes back on your side, you can play it. The officials say that ball was going over.
Correct.
It was impeded, sent back, so that's why you see the stoppage of the play and point to Pepperdine.
And you and I have the angle where we can nod our heads and agree accordingly with said call. Again, they find Hartke. Block is there, and it finds the floor. Point Ball State.
So all that to say, and credit there to Ryan Barnett. He ripped 2 heavy topspin serves. First one got Ball State out of sorts there. Ball State kind of had to hit an easy one over. As much as the lefts have scored for Pepperdine, they have really done a good job as far as Ball State of keeping Hartke at bay. But there you see it again. The lefts have been really, really good. You get another tool kill this time for Gomez.
Gomez, the redshirt freshman from Trinidad, Cuba, makes the play. By the way, again, it's only a 2-point swing right now, but blocks 4-1 in favor of Ball State early. There's Noe Mate, freshman from Switzerland. Short set, good result.
And you know what's interesting? Ball State, a 3-point spread here. Pat Rogers, offensively, has been very quiet. They really haven't gone to him at all. Maybe one time, and it was a out-of-system swing from the back row. So you're seeing Ball State, as they do often, spreading that offense, keeping Pepperdine at bay. But interesting that they have not gone to Rogers at all. And right now, at a 4-point spread here midway through the first set.
By the way, how about these hitting numbers so far? Cardinals hitting .455, Pepperdine 0.56 to start the match.
You talked about it there. They've hit a couple balls out of bounds, but they've been blocked 4 times. So they've just got too many errors, especially based on what they normally have. So good job there.
Yeah, it was the free ball, but it was met at the apex, and the carom just took it wide. Point goes to Pepperdine.
Yeah, this one's tough. I think a good call there by the up official. It's right in front of her, but you see them kind of jousting at the net, and Palma's just able to throw that thing off of Rogers last. So good job, much needed point there for Pepperdine.
Hartke bombs away. And Hartke gets just his second kill of the set.
Yeah, and what a job there by Jacob Riley to dig that ball. He's basically digging with no block in front of him, makes a play, and then Pepperdine able to turn it into a transition kill. So big swing there, great play by Riley.
Might have played an out ball, don't have time when it's that quick. Didn't matter. Patterson hammers it down for Ball State.
Yeah, and a great job there. Basilio working hard. It's a good serve there by Pulmaz. Cross court, kind of cuts it. Basilio stays on it, stays with it. Machado up to deliver that thing to Patterson in a side out.
Patterson, as local a product as Ball State has, from Loveland, Ohio, and nets that third service error committed by the Cardinals so far in set number 1. Again, this is the first of 4 national quarterfinals tonight. All of them airing on ESPN+. The top 4 seeds all sat last night, all play tonight. Ball State, the number 4 national seed. Scherer on the reception. Was there a touch there? Yes. Talk about working with what you got. Rogers, a creative way for his first kill of the night.
Yeah, he finds some ways to do it. Just a very small touch there off of Hartke, but he knows it. Good acting job, throws the hands up, but right in front of the R1, she makes the right call, and Ball State with a quick side out there.
In baseball, you would say a line drive in the box score.
Absolutely.
Short set and a good one. First time we've talked about James Eady getting the kill from the middle hitter position.
Yeah, Polomaz has gone to the middles a few times here on some good passes, so does it again there. This time able to get the kill there.
Eady, a local product from Newport Beach, California for Pepperdine. Ball State has led since the early going, but great swing by Rogers. And the 2 guys we've highlighted, they're literally the 2 best in the country in terms of kills, points per set, etc. Now starting to get into the rhythm of this match.
Yeah, and Aiden Toon coming off the bench there for Pepperdine, hits a really nice serve, takes Ball State out of system, but Pat Rogers doing Pat Rogers things there, takes a nice rip on an out of system ball and gets a side out for Ball State.
Just missed. Ball State's been a little bit looser on serve. That's their 4th error.
Yeah, and for Rogers too there, a miss just long on both of them, so trying to find some rhythm there, but Ball State able to hold it at 2. We'll see if Hartke can make some noise from the service line.
Hartke from the north side of Chicago, Barrington, Illinois. He'll get the ace and he'll throw the Waves back within 1. So I guarantee you Hartke's got some friends and family that made a pretty quick trip to the north side of Indianapolis to cheer him on tonight.
Yeah, probably as close as they've been all year, unless they were playing at Loyola and Lewis. So a little bit more hometown feel for him, certainly closer to home, and gets the ace on that one for Pepperdine.
Chance to level here. Through the block, and that's on the Ball State side. Point goes to Pepperdine. We're tied at 18. Pepperdine's been punching uphill literally the entire set. Level for the first time since the opening handful of points.
Yeah, and a good job. Ball set just a little bit inside. Lewis tries to go inside of it, but no dice there. Double block of Mate and Barnett. Handle it, send it back.
Bit of an overpass. Barnett's block is there. Again, that's been the factor in favor of the Cardinals, and it puts them back in front.
And Ball State there finally getting one on an off-speed shot. Those lefts, Barnett and Gomez have had their way on the off-speed against the Ball State block, but this time Surratt and Lewis send it back for the Cardinals.
Block there again. It is a block party for the Cardinals right now. Back-to-back blocks, back-to-back points, and back to a 2-point advantage.
Yeah, and Ryan Lewis a little closer to one-on-one there. I mean, Patterson trying to get in, but Lewis all over that, and Ball State back to a needed 2-point spread late in this first set.
Tyler Wint on to serve. Freshman from Winter Park, Florida. And points to the Waves. Mate gets the kill. Gomez will rotate back in as Ford Harmon will have a seat.
You've seen Coach Winter using some subs here. You don't see it as much in the men's game. Most of the time, everybody's playing all the way around. Obviously, the middle's coming out for the liberos, but you saw him use a passing defensive sub there for Gomez in that round, so it was helpful. They got some much-needed digs and some good passing out of it, and boy, on cue for Ball State. He's been quiet so far, but Pat Rogers running the bit gets the kill for Ball State.
Sometimes you rotate through, sometimes you ride the one. That's the one right there in Rogers.
A great shot, and Ball State fighting to keep this lead late in set one.
With the jump serve netted. Make it 5 free points for Pepperdine off of Ball State serves.
Yeah, it's made that blocking differential kind of even out, kind of being a moot point, so we'll see Pepperdine again here. Going to that sub early, this time Zach Chaplin to serve.
The first time we have called his name tonight. We knew that he and Toon would get a serve rotation or two. Lefty serve that Rogers handles. Off hands and down. Did that one to Ryan Lewis. Ryan, a 6'9" sophomore from Surprise, Arizona. Yes, folks, these are programs that recruit nationally, even when you're in volleyball hotbeds like both these two schools are.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got kids from all over the country and all over the world on both these teams, and a timeout here from Pepperdine late in set one.
And if you're watching nationally, you go, well, Malibu, California, duh, that's a volleyball hotbed. Well, the Shondell family.
Shondell, one of, if not the best high school girls volleyball coach of all time. Over 1,000 wins and less than 100 losses. That is
that'll get you in Hall of Fame. That's
unbelievable.
That's pretty darn good.
Unbelievable.
Basilio to serve. Riley the reception. Barnett the swing. Scherer eats one but keeps it in play. Free ball here. Off hands. Rogers keeps it alive. Good recovery by Gomez. Best rally of the night belongs to Pepperdine.
And that one, Ball State going to want back there. Just a really nice job by both sides to kind of stay alive. And Hartke kind of almost off of 1 foot like a slide run there. And Ball State just unable to get in the way and make a play there in the back row. So Pepperdine with a great side out there on that one.
Polomaz on the serve. That time the block is there for Pepperdine. Gomez steers it straight down. And from a 2-point lead to now, it is a sprint to 25 or a 2-point lead.
And interesting there, just late in a set, I know they probably liked the matchup and they had a one-on-one, but I'm shocked he doesn't go to Pat Rogers there on that to keep a 2-point spread and get a quick side out on a good pass.
You were saying?
Just, and that's, yeah, it's good that he goes to him, but you know, you gotta have a 2-point spread here to win, and you know, if he gets it on the last one, they're up 23-21 as opposed to 23-22. So good decision. You can see Coach Iandol a little frustrated with him there that he didn't do that the set before, but a good job by Rogers to side him out and get Ball State back up by 1.
Hartke block is there. Surratt and Machado, and they get a pair of set points for the Cardinals.
Surratt has been all over. And him and Machado there team up. They're in row 1. Pepperdine's in row 1, so you're going to see the normal right side blocker hitting on the left. And Hartke there and tries to go low seam heavy, and Ball State sends it back.
And that one just hits an air current and flies. That is 6 points given away on serve by Ball State, but still a set point for the Cardinals.
Yeah, huge point there on that block to get it back to a spread. So the up one here still have a set point. Getting into some action, trying to go over on two. And we'll see here what Ball State comes out with.
Set point. And the error gave it away. So Pepperdine made Ball State earn it until the final point. Cardinals' second national tournament appearance since 2002. And it's the first time the Cardinals have hosted a round of this tournament since 1992, the first year of what is now Worthen Arena.
Yeah, and you know, it used to be only 4 teams, and so it was really hard. You had to win the MIVA tournament to get in, and so, you know, they won it in 2022, got back, and, you know, Ball State's won 4 of the last 5 regular season MIVA titles, but this is only the second one in the same amount of years that they've won the tournament. So, you know, Ball State excited, especially to be a top 4 host of this season.
Hartke with the opening kill of set number 2. Basilio took flight, finds the floor, point Ball State.
There's a back row attack there from Basilio on the Bic, a little bit out of rhythm there, maybe a little high, or he's a little early, but able to take a little bit off. Polomaz ready for a heater there, and Basilio goes with the off speed, finds a corner and some space to give Ball State a point.
As expected, Rogers and Hartke lead the way, 4 kills apiece. That one will go the way of Barnett, his 4th for Pepperdine.
Good swing there off the block, and Basilio kind of reaching in, trying to get a touch, and Scherer was wishing he wouldn't have tried to play that one. He was waiting for it, but good swing there by Barnett to get a quick kill and a side out for Pepperdine.
Hartke on the serve. Rogers from the back. And we can easily focus on the hammer. I think Scherer has been phenomenal on serve receive for Ball State.
Yeah, he's been really good, and honestly, he's been really good all year. He doesn't get talked about a lot. You know, Ball State's ultra efficient on offense, so they don't have a lot of long rallies. He doesn't have big kill numbers, but certainly one of the best liberos in the country as far as when you're looking at digs and passing numbers. He is really, really good.
There frankly not been a lot of attacking errors. That was one of them. No touch there. Point goes to Ball State.
Long. I like the swing though. That ball almost looked like it was down on the serve. Out of system. Ball State gets a triple block. So good on Barnett to try to go high hands there. Just misses. You're going to live with that air if you're Coach Winder.
Surrett gets the friendly bounce off the tape. Gomez off hands as he smacks that one off of Patterson.
Good swing off the hands. Patterson kind of standing there on the middle. Good set by Polmaz to go right over the top on the Bic. And Patterson trying to go back up and get a touch, but ends up being a low quality one, and Pepperdine gets his side out.
But a service error, and again, Pepperdine had a handful of those in set number 1. That time it's Barnett, their most experienced player, that commits the miscue.
You're going to have it, and I think if you're Pepperdine, you've got to live with those because Ball State is such a good passing team. You got to hit your serves the way you hit them, and if you make some errors, it's okay because you don't want to just kind of hit some slow ones in there and give Ball State an opportunity to stay in system.
This is the point where Ball State kind of took off and got some space in set number 1. Still back and forth early as Mate gets the kill here.
Yeah, and there you see going back to the middle, finding some space one-on-one. Ball State willing to give that up to make sure they're on the pins and the Bic. So Pepperdine's going to have some space on those if they can handle the pass and serve receive.
How about that adjustment by Patterson at 6'10". Sends it straight down.
That ball set almost on top of the net there, but Patterson's so big and long, goes up and gets it. Block just unable to do anything with that. Ball finds the floor for the Cardinals.
Just steered wide. Not able to get momentum strung together yet here in set number 2.
Couple missed serves, just kind of a little bit out of rhythm for both teams from the service line early in this one. So we'll see if somebody can get an advantage on one of these, point score a few, and get a spread in the early part of this set.
And that'll steer wide, point to Ball State.
Pepperdine all over that. Looked like they kind of felt like that thing was going to Rogers. Good double block. Hartke right in the way, but Rogers with a good high swing, and there's not much you can do with a good high deflection to the other side. And Ball State back up by 1.
Job by Rogers to keep that alive. And again, you talked about it. Machado has no problem calling his own number when he gets the opportunity.
Yeah, that's a really nice job. That's a hard swing. So he is left-handed. You do have a little bit of an advantage to hit that thing over there, but if you watch this on the replay, he's 8 feet off the net. So it's not like it's an easy overpass, but does a nice job ripping that in kind of right in between the two, and they're unable to handle it.
Also helps when your setter's 6'6".
It does. He's a big physical guy, and he's got a good arm, so what a play there by Basilio.
Overpass free ball here. And, well, net contact against Ball State. Either way, Pepperdine gets the point.
And that's a bad error there by Ball State, a gift to Pepperdine because they were unblocked. Gomez hit that thing out of bounds, but Ball State kind of trying to recover there. Pat Rogers ends up in the net, just a silly play. Pepperdine going to take that and run with it, though.
Again, there's Scherer. And the ball takes a walk along the tape, off the pin, point Cardinals.
You see, I think Machado, other than not going to Rogers late in that first set on that first attempt, he's done a really nice job of keeping this offense balanced, and he does that normally, getting the middles involved. It just puts so much pressure on the opposing defense when you've got to worry about all spots on the court.
Basilio did the best with that he could. There was a touch there. Scherer got a hand on it, point to Pepperdine.
And I like what Polomaz is doing, kind of similar to Machado. He's keeping those middles involved and really forcing the defense, especially when they get easy digs or good passes, to have to stay disciplined. Ball State right on cue there. Rogers laying that thing in. And Ryan Lewis ends up with a one-on-none and buries it for the Cardinals.
Lewis went nuclear on that one. Good conversation, Coach Iandolo and Victor Scherer. Got it. Point Pepperdine. And by the way, we've been singing the praises of Scherer. How about that serve received by Jacob Riley for Pepperdine?
Riley's been no slouch here, and Rogers rips on that thing, and really nice handle there from Riley, and able to get that ball to Gomez on the bick. So Pepperdine showing that they can handle that thing as well, and we've had big time offense here so far in set one, and you see it there again. We talked about it from the outset. You're talking about two of probably the best three offenses in the country, along with UCLA, and it's been on full display here in set two.
The teams are hitting 600 and 750 so far in the second set. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah,
that's decent. Yeah,
that's pretty good.
10-8 Ball State. Barnett got it.
And again, just the ability to handle the serve creates pressure right there. Ryan Lewis trying to stay in, but unable to get in front of that one.
Basilio from the scores table. That might be the assist that has the most distance traveled in tonight's match.
It's a great job by Basilio to put that in a spot to hit, but I tell you what, Pepperdine, Gomez and Polomaz, both, you can fall asleep when Rogers taking a swing like that. It looks like it's not going to be good, but if they're back in rhythm, he's going to swing. And just kind of miss a chance to be up on that. But
so Polomaz says, okay, I'll get it right back.
Yeah, responds, and a good job. He's not a super offensive setter. He likes to set his hitters. Just doesn't have a ton of attempts on the air, but that time takes care of it. A quick little dish over there and gets a smart kill there for Pepperdine in the side out.
Service error again by Pepperdine. Again, we've not seen as many of those in set two as we did set one.
And the one thing I think from these coaches, if you're going to have service errors, you'd like them to be from your bombers, not your float servers. We've seen a couple of those float servers there already in this set, so we'll see if those guys can clean it up. There again, that's the second time Basilio's missed that serve here in the second set.
It's the only thing Basilio's done wrong tonight. Everything else has been spectacular for the Cardinals. So Polomaz now back to serve. Machado, net contact, Ball State. Second time that's been called in the set, and we're tied at 12.
Just a little over anxious on. They did a nice job getting in front. He got the block, just kind of finished a little too tight. Pepperdine gets another point, ties it at 12.
Still in play. Riley. Free ball. Machado. Give him a second bite of the apple. And it goes to Ball State.
Long rally there from both sides. A couple bang-bang plays. Looks like there might have been 4 contacts in that rally on Pepperdine on that one, but a good job there by the block again. Gomez trying to go off speed. He had some success with that. That time to stay disciplined, keep the hands in front and across, and send it back.
Good recovery. And again, Machado.
I tell you what, Jacob Surratt has been all over up front so far tonight. There again, him and Rogers team up on this Bick. Surratt is all over that. Pepperdine able to cover it. Machado cleans it up there on the overpass.
Still no lead larger than 2 in this set. Hartke. And again, that will ricochet off the underneath of the scoreboard, and my partner did a great job of explaining that. If it stays on your side of the net, that's in play. If it does it once it crosses, points over. Second time that's happened. And while the players don't like the low-hanging scoreboard, it's so good my partner's watching replays off of that the entire night.
I love it.
It's like the big screen in your house, right?
One, but we're on the court at Ball State. We're up here. This is perfect. Yeah, I'd like to get one of these in my garage. I'm not sure my wife would approve that.
Probably not.
Right? That's a big point there for Ball State out of the timeout.
Couldn't do it that time. Just ran out of real estate along that back row.
Hartke finding some space there. Good high shot down the line. That's a shot only a couple guys in the country hit. Ball State just unable to handle it. So for Pepperdine, you got to be thankful there. Hartke gets the kill and keeps this lead at 1.
Barnett's got it. And we mentioned the early hitting numbers. They're not that different now. Waves are hitting 474. Cardinals hitting 625 in set 2.
Yeah, that's a big dig there from the middle. Edie playing left back after he serves. Takes Rogers down the line, gives Pepperdine a chance, and Barnett kills it against the triple block. So really nice job there from Pepperdine.
Net contact again. Third time that's been called against Ball State, and Pepperdine in front.
A little trouble with this float serve here. Ball State, they're off the net there, and end up Pepperdine getting a rally there. A point against Ball State.
3 in a row for the Waves. But Ball State has found offense in creative places here in set number 2.
Got a good job there by Surratt. Pass a little bit off the net. Machado gives it to him, and instead of trying to swing on that one a little bit off balance, he does a nice job finding some space just over the top of the block. Poloma is unable to handle it. So Ball State back to the service line, tied here at 17.
Rogers with 7 kills on the serve. Free ball and put away promptly by Ryan Lewis.
And there you see on cue, Pat Rogers. Give good Barnett, a chance to hit that, but just a little bit too far. Ends up being an overpass and overset. And Ryan Lewis sends it back.
And Gomez atones. Kill number 7 for Gomez.
Great run there again. Polma's done just such a great job of getting the middles involved enough that you've got to stay in on him. Setting that Bick right over the top. What a swing by Gomez.
Hartke to serve. One of the first times he's missed on that hammer.
He's been good from the service line, consistently in.
That is the 4th service error of this set for Pepperdine. Ball State has had 2 here in set number 2. This is Wint. Machado plays it back to Basilio.
What a shot there by Basilio. Ball State certainly with the home crowd here, and like you said, they've earned that in being a top 4 seed.
So Wint to serve. Barnett, hands there. Combo block by Patterson and Lewis. The 2-man wall give Ball State their biggest lead of set number 2.
I know that Hartke has had some trouble getting going offensively. There's been no doubt about that, but I'm surprised they're not going back to him. Ball State just loading up, daring him to set it because they really haven't gone to him much. So, boy, that's a big missed serve there from Tyler Witt. Pepperdine able to breathe just for a moment to get it back to 2.
So to your point, Hartke has 16 attempts, Barnett 15, Gomez 13. Does that be more for your stud at number 10?
Yeah, I mean, normally they're usually pretty balanced. Those guys are going to take the heavy amount of swings, but he's hitting 188. A guy who usually hits for a high percentage, high volume of kills. So we'll see if they can get him going. And right on cue there, good high swing from Cole Hartke to get this lead back down to only 1 for the Cardinals.
10+ kills for Hartke in all but 3 matches this year. 7 times he's gone north of 20. Rocket serve. Rogers. I think they were listening to us. It was Hartke every time. Now make it 3-point.
Mike is demanding of these guys, and he understands what it takes to play at a high level. He was a big-time volleyball player himself, and so I think he's able to demand a little more, and they've been better in some of these big late matches. It's kind of compared to what they've been in the last few years. So he's done a great job, kind of, I think, just raising the expectation level in the gym.
We made it 70 points into the match. On point 71, our first challenge, was that the best serve of the night or one that was just a fraction of an inch long? Our R2 is talking with our courtside crew. We're going to show every replay angle to that crew that we can, and once we do that, then we'll show it to you. Obviously, line judge is right there. We have the ability to slow it down. Our line judge does not. In or out, what'd you think?
It was close. It was hard. Live, it looked in live to me from up here, but it's hard to see sometimes. The bench looked like they called it out right away. I'm curious, and they've got a different setup for review here. Obviously, we've got cameras on lines for ours in Worthen Arena, so be curious to see kind of what they have and what they can see on this for the replay.
I think it's certainly worth the challenge. Again, just how pivotal this point is. Worth taking the flyer, even if you think it's 50-50.
Absolutely.
Point Pepperdine, it's an ace. Take a look.
Yeah, so it looks like he said he was just unable to see if it was in or out. And if that's the best look they got, that's tough, but it's hard to see on that if that's the only look of where it hits and where it doesn't.
Very close. So point stays at Pepperdine. They've scored 4 in a row. Next, that one. And we find ourselves in the exact same spot we were in set number 1, where Ball State took 3 points out of 4. Machado on the dig. Hartke, what a bump set to put him in position to go to work.
I tell you what, he's taken a couple swings on some kind of not so great sets there again, just unable to make that play. Hits high into the corner. Really nice swing there on a set that was not as easy, and it's, they're just trying to make that set across court on a kind of an errant dig. So Pepperdine, really nice job there, finding a way to get a swing, and Hartke playing like he should, finding a way to get the kill and a huge point for Pepperdine.
Chapin in for his serve rotation, give Patterson the kill. For Patterson, his 4th of the match. And again now, first team to have a 2-point lead, claims set number 2.
Yeah, second time through, they went to that rotation the first time through, got a kill against that matchup. They go there again, so Ball State ties it back up late in set 2.
Gomez got it. And now Pepperdine will serve to level the match at a set apiece. Just read the block perfectly. Able to split Machado and Patterson. It is Polomas to serve. Both teams have a timeout in pocket if needed. Rogers tried the kick save. It did. Machado couldn't get there in time. It's Pepperdine that has leveled us after 2 sets. We will at least rotation being checked here for Ball State. Cardinals will have the opening serve of set number 3. Again, this one of 4 quarterfinals taking place. Again, since this is the easternmost location in the tournament tonight by a good 2,000 miles, this is not surprising, the first match of the night. Next matchup will be UCLA and UC Irvine at 8 o'clock Eastern time. 9 o'clock Eastern as Long Beach State plays host to Loyola of Chicago, and then out in Honolulu, Warriors will take on Southern California at 10.
Do appreciate an early start in Hawaii there, not a 11:55 start like you get at football on Saturday nights.
Block is there, but Hartke powers through. First point goes to Pepperdine. I've been lucky enough to actually do some broadcasts from the Stan Sheriff Center over the years, and I think I had a 2 a.m. tip time one time for a college basketball game here Eastern time.
Sure. Yeah, you always love it when you turn on those West Coast games on Saturday night in the fall, and you've got 11:55 kickoffs Eastern time. So
being in Honolulu in December, I wasn't too concerned about it. To be honest,
I wouldn't be either. It's a nice place to be.
Almost an ace. A great dig by Rogers. Might there be a look here from Pepperdine? I don't think so. I think he picked it clean. Point Ball State.
Yeah, it looked like he might have got a little touch, but looked in as well there. But go back to that first point. Hartke, what a job. And he might look big on TV. I can assure you in person he's even bigger. And gets up on that tight set and just pushes it through the Ball State block. So really nice job. And speaking of which there, Barnett powers it through the Ball State block to get Pepperdine another point and a side out.
Barnett second on the team in kills this year with 3:26 heading into tonight's match, and he'll drop back to serve. Later of West Hampton Beach, New York. Machado. Polomas couldn't put it away. By Riley. Hartke finds the floor.
And Hartke with a nice shot.
First time early in a set that Pepperdine has jumped out to an advantage. There was minimal separation the entire set in set number 2. 3 of the first 4 points belong to Pepperdine here. We may need a little towel work here to work on the floor.
I think we're gonna.
First pause in the action of anything like that tonight. More or less acts as a free timeout for Ball State. Cardinals in the national tournament for the first time in 4 years. It's their second time since 2002. And now we're back and ready to play. There's Barnett that will drop back to serve. Ned in his 5th year, all have been spent in Malibu. Lewis, and again, credit Rogers for the phenomenal dig on a rocket serve by Barnett.
Really nice job there, and again, they're kind of waiting on that middle. Come on, just a little late getting out there. Lewis, open net, buries it.
Riley. Lewis, back to back. That's 7 for the match for Ryan Lewis. Ball State answers, levels us at 3 apiece. Back to Hartke, and off hands and down. And Pepperdine again, when they need it, the ball finds its way to number 10.
Yeah, really nice job, Hartke there, just high off the hands. I mean, you can't do much. You're in a good spot as a blocker, and he just hits a better shot.
Noe Mate to serve. And just a miscue, just one slips to the hands of Basilio. Free point for Pepperdine.
Yeah, Basilio gonna want that one back. I think he's had a couple of those though. Got some good movement on those things. He's gotten Ball State off the net a few times, and there you see it again. Basilio unable to handle it.
Pepperdine an opportunity here. And right back to Basilio. He's got to go over, and does. Hands there, but steered wide. Point to Pepperdine. 3-point lead for the Waves.
Yeah, good swing there. Gomez gets a chance, hits it high, gets a touch off the block there. So again, you see a tool. Patterson just a little late getting in there. Not quite across. Pepperdine with a 3-point lead.
Short ball, right call. Patterson drops the hammer. 5th kill of the night for Will Patterson. Patterson playing in just his 44th set of the season. Netted serve by Lewis. And just not as crisp right now for Ball State.
Not just some uncharacteristic errors for them. And Pepperdine's been taking advantage, playing clean on their side.
Good read. Loved it by Riley, but that was the perfect read of the block by Ball State.
Nice job there. Patterson finding some space. He's cracked some balls here so far, and instead of ripping one, kind of goes off speed. Riley diving in there, just unable to make the play.
There's Patterson, the floater. Hartke again tried to read the block. What a touch. That's Edie. Even though Pepperdine didn't get the point, that was a heck of a play. Ball State still ready for it and got the point.
Yeah, because that last one that went over for Pepperdine was a placer, but just right at Basilio. And good job there by Lucas Machado going to the All-American Pat Rogers. Ball State within 1.
Patterson again the float. Set across for Hartke. Kept alive. The scramble by the Cardinals. Right back to Hartke. Net contact. 4th time that Ball State has been guilty of that infraction.
Yeah, and a good rally there. Ball State made a couple nice plays, and I like Pepperdine, and they just keep going back to it. Polmaz just back to the left. It's Hartke that time who's on the left. Goes back to the well a few times and is able to get a swing there. Ball State with the air, but Hartke with a good shot to force it. Pepperdine back to the service line.
Some levitation involved in that by Lewis.
Yeah, really nice swing there. That's probably the best connection they've had on the D-ball all night. Barnett just a little bit too much line there for Lewis, and he takes advantage.
Here's Machado. Native of Brazil. Short serve, and it works.
We mentioned it earlier, you've seen it if you're watching. Machado's a lefty and he hits this kind of cut serve. Sometimes that time goes way off speed and Barnett just not able to handle it.
Barnett. A little too strong, no touch. Point to Pepperdine. There have been so few attacking errors in this match, you're almost surprised when you see one.
Yeah. Basilio hitting on the right side there, just unable to handle it.
In fact, that is the 7th attacking error of the match for Ball State. Free ball. Ball State couldn't do anything with it.
And just an errant pass there from Rogers. Not really sure what he was doing. And it looked like it was an easy one and ends up overpassing it. So uncharacteristic mistake there, but Pepperdine going to take advantage.
A couple of free points have gone the way of Pepperdine. That's down, probably going to be a challenge here. Yep, first time that Pepperdine.
So high caliber player himself, and 4 years in, really been able to get his guys into this program and set the standard, and you've seen it in what they've done this year.
Free ball into the crowd. Ace for Ball State, and we're tied at 10.
Ball State, they're able to get that challenge upheld, and then Rogers goes right back to the service line and gets an ace. And Ball State ties it up at 10.
But gives one away. You look at the service errors of the match, it's -3 in that category for Ball State. And frankly, in a match that's this tight, that could be a difference. Here's Hartke. No doubt about that one. Hartke gives it right back. Tied at 11. Here is Surratt. Touch there, yes. Mate.
Yeah, Mate with a nice swing there, got a little touch. Basilio in there trying to help and gets a good touch there and keeps Pepperdine up 1 midway through set 3.
Here's Barnett. A laser. Hands there. Mate was there. Gomez was too. 2-point lead for the Waves.
Basilio hitting on the right in this rotation, back passing in row 3. And Gomez with a nice job, kind of looking like he's going to leave him the seam and then drops back into it.
Rogers skies it and just off. And a timeout's going to be taken by Ball State. Flames set 2, 25-23. The Waves now lead 14-11 in set number 3, but charitable as Barnett serves that one into the tape.
Good timeout for Ball State. Stop the bleeding a little bit here. Try to get a point or two back on serve to get this thing back to even.
Gomez into the wall. Patterson again, all 6'10" of them from Moeller High School in Cincinnati was there waiting.
And a good job just getting his hands in there, getting them across, sends it back. Ball State trying to close the gap and get it back down to even midway through the third.
Hartke still in play, but couldn't defy gravity on touch number 3, point Pepperdine.
Yeah, just unable to handle it. Hartke just finding ways to find space here on the D ball. Again, hitting into that corner. Basilio going to want that one back. But Jacob Hartke continues to find the way to score the point. He's done a great job here. Keeps Pepperdine up by 2.
14 kills for Hartke. How about that? Rogers, A, had to play the ball, B, had to read 3 defenders, and did all of that in less than 1/10 of a second. Point Ball State.
Yeah, does a nice job finding some space there because they were not in rhythm on that. And
You know, if you're out of rhythm, sometimes you can make the other team out of rhythm at the same time.
Yeah, and a middle playing left back, you know, they're not always the best defenders. They made some plays so far today, but there he just kind of comes into the court expecting the tip, and Rogers goes back out.
Patterson can get higher than most. Only Hartke can match him in height in this match, and Patterson got the read from up top.
Yeah, Pepperdine wanted a throw there, but he's on top of it. Just kind of puts it down, and Ball State gets it evened up here at 15.
What a serve. Even if Gomez had not touched that would have found the floor. Ace and point for Ball State. Timeout going to be taken by Pepperdine.
Yeah, and it looks like you talked about it. I think it would have been in, but I think Gomez hesitated, maybe thought it was deep to start, and then you know, those topspin serves, when they start to turn over and come down, it's like a missile, and sometimes it looks like they're going long, and then all of a sudden it starts to turn over. So really nice sequence there by Ball State to get a side out, then they get the ace. And up one, good timeout here from Pepperdine. Try to get Ball State off the rhythm from the service line, try to mitigate some of this momentum here. Yeah, this has been a really, really good one, as expected. You know, that first set had some errors on both sides in some different ways, but since that point, and it has been a whole lot of fun to watch these two go at it, and much of the same midway through the third set.
Both teams with timeout remaining, if needed, in set number 3. Cardinal fans hoping their season continues in Los Angeles next weekend. National semis on Saturday. Championship match will be on Monday, May 11th. And you can see that on ESPN2. And the power brokers in the sport, Big West, Mountain Pacific Sports Federation, and MIVA. Those are the teams that are remaining of the final 8 in this expanded field. Lewis to serve. Last 3 points belong to the Cardinals. Polomaz. Hartke up to 15 kills and counting for Cole Hartke.
And that shot from Cole Hartke, there's not anything you can do with that. Somebody's so physical, so high, but what an incredible shot. You can get rid of all that. You hit a ball high, deep, and hard like that in between the defenders. You can't do anything with it, and a great job there.
That ball will rotate wide as Polomaz just couldn't control that one.
You're going to see, you saw it there after Ball State's Pepperdine's last side out. Tyler went in the game, the passing and defensive sub for Ryan Lewis here.
Difficult serve. Back to Hartke. Down the floor.
Hartke trying to get these guys fired up. You see him really in rhythm, starting to hit these good high, deep shots and trying to get his guys going on their side. And Gomez back to the service line.
Scherer. Down the line, get it. Point for Ball State. Basilio.
By Basilio. With Cole Hartke. I'll see your shot down the line and raise you one on the D-ball. What a shot down the line. Paints it.
Basilio at 6'5". In this match, it's almost kind of small for a hitter, but he's played above his height all night.
Yeah, great shot there on that one. And
Machado's lefty serve. Barnett. Pepperdine just simply missed that wide, errant swing, and again, there's been few attacking errors in either direction.
It's been unbelievable. You know, Pepperdine got blocked some in the first set, but really after that, I mean, it's unbelievable how clean these two teams have played against physical blockers and good defenders. So that's kind of the first one you've seen.
Hartke off the left hand of Basilio, and partner, to your point, Ball State's hitting 470 for the match. Pepperdine's hitting 325.
Yeah, and really Pepperdine probably under where they normally are. Ball State, I mean, hitting 470 against a team like this, but we talked about, I think both teams hit 500 in the second set.
Correct.
Both teams over 430 in this set. Ball State, I think, over 500 again. So you're just seeing high-level offense. Teams that can handle the serve, two great setters with good balance and hitters all over the place. So
And just, again, an errant pass. It's not been service errors, but it's been just some free points that Ball State has handed Pepperdine here in set 3.
Yeah, that one they're in system and just a misconnection. Soretta unable to even keep it in the court. So that's a tough one if you're Ball State there on a good handle, but just a misconnection on the set and attack.
Toon rotates into serve. And that finds the floor.
And just a great shot. That's, you know, we've talked about Hartke doing it on some plays and some sets that aren't great, but you know, you're getting a set from over your head as a righty there. They hit that ball deep into the corner. It's unbelievable. Now Rogers doing what he needs to do for Ball State.
So Rogers drops back to serve. Finish line in reach for both of these teams in the set. And how about Ball State? First time that Hartke kind of let up the entire night.
And that may be the last time you see Hartke go off speed, because he hasn't done it in a long time, and he's killed about everything he swung at. That time tries to sneak it over. Will Basilio says no thank you, sends it back.
So Pepperdine will burn their final timeout of set number 3. Ball State with a 2-point advantage. Hartke 17 kills, Gomez 9, Barnett 8 for Pepperdine, Rogers 10, Lewis 9, and Patterson 8 to lead the way for the Ball State Cardinals. Crowd has been tremendous here. Chirp, chirp, one of the common phrases associated with Ball State. A whole lot of chirping in a good way from the Ball State fans here tonight.
Yeah, good crowd. They've had some good energy here thus far, and Ball State going to try to ride that. Late in set 3, again, you look at it, they got a 2-point spread and they're back to the service line. You know, in the men's game, especially as we've seen tonight with both of these teams, the way that they are scoring points. You know, we talk about it, you can play a side-out game when you're up 2 points. You've got to win by 2 to win the set. And siding out just means when you're getting the ball, you're winning the point. You're not giving them a chance at another swing. So it's critical to have a 2-point lead late in a set, especially if your team like Ball State, good offensive weapons all over. And we'll see Ball State here back to the service line. And it's Superman back there, Pat Rogers, trying to widen the gap late in set 3 for the Cardinals.
So Rogers on the serve. Barnett, touch there, point Pepperdine.
What a swing. Unbelievable. Ryan Barnett just muscles that thing through the block. Ball State just unable to handle it, but what a job there.
Hartke to serve. And an ace. Tied at 21. We've been tied at 23, 22, and 21 in our last 3 sets we have played tonight. Lewis, net contact made. First time that's happening, it's Pepperdine.
Good job there, Lewis. I like that mix. Feel like they're going to go there. Pepperdine just reaching a little too high for that off speed, trying to send it back.
All right, Marty Canavan's going to play for the first time tonight. Hartke. That was Machado. Basilio. Rogers reacts. Free ball. Short set, block there. Machado, and the block there for Pepperdine. We may have a challenge here. Is it a rotational challenge?
I think it looks like a net challenge on one of those balls that they went up on. We'll see. Coach Iandolo knew exactly where it was in the rally, explaining that to the down official, the R2, as he asked for the challenge. So we'll see here.
Third challenge of the match in total, one for each side so far. Both have been unsuccessful. Both have been on balls on the baseline to our left.
I will say, really nice job there. Regardless here, Mate just not being fooled, not going with the middle, expecting them to go on that pick to Rogers, stays in front of it and sends it back. So we'll see what happens here on this challenge. This is a massive deal here because Ball State wins it. They keep a 2-point spread. Otherwise, Pepperdine ties it up at 22.
We await the word from our R2. We were able to kind of eyeball Coach Iandolo. I can either point to kind of a rotational question. He thought it might have been net contact that he was searching for.
Yeah, based on what the official said, that's kind of what I'm assuming. And I think Coach Iandolo was trying to explain to him when he thought it happened.
Yeah, point to Pepperdine. So far, challenges 0 for 3 in tonight's contest. And yet again, here we are. Every set has been tied at 22. It's Barnett back to serve. Timeout taken by Ball State. So both teams now will be out of timeouts. What's going to decide set number 3, partner?
I'm going to be curious. I think, again, you've just seen such a high level of offensive output from both teams. So, and I think Ball State's just going to want to continue to handle the pass, going to want to continue to stay in rhythm, to get quick side outs. You know, they lost that 2-point spread, but, you know, they've had a little bit of an advantage here, certainly on, you know, in serve receive. If they side out quick, they'll go back up 1 with a chance to get it to 2 and get a set point. And, you know, if you're Pepperdine, I think you've got to stay on it. You've got to continue to just try to serve with some pressure. They've gotten Ball State, you know, out of rhythm some, especially with their bombers. Honestly, I shouldn't say it like that because their middles have done a really nice job of creating some problems too with those float serves. But, you know, I think if you're both teams, the biggest thing is you can't go away from what you've done well and what you do well. And Pepperdine serves it well. Ball State passes well, and so, you know, you've got Ryan Barnett coming out, who absolutely rips this thing, and he's gotten Ball State off the net, caused some problems. So I think if you're Barnett, you're trying to go after it here, hit your serve with some confidence, and Ball State looking for a first side out right away on this one.
Barnett to serve. Finds Rogers. Lewis. And just couldn't get there in time. Almost a game of you got it that time from the Waves.
Yeah, just a little hesitation between all of these guys that are in there. So Hartke kind of watches it, the middle looks at it. Gomez is seeing it, and just hesitation there between 3 players. Ends up with no dice, and Ball State getting the point.
Barnett block waiting. Gomez. Great recovery by Basilio. Lewis, touch, and a pair of set points for the Ball State Cardinals.
Great swing there. Good job, Ball State, in that first rhythm to get a touch. Basilio kind of with a bang-bang playing one-handed to keep that rally alive. And how about Ryan Lewis getting the kill to give Ball State set point?
Hartke missed it. No touch. 2-1. The Cardinals have the advantage.
Yeah, they're no slouch, ultra physical up front. And Ball State, they can continue to do that. They'll put a ton of pressure on Pepperdine here in this one.
Block there waiting on Hartke. Barnett into hands. Hartke, great read.
Boy, I was going to say, I thought Ball State was going to get there on a throw. Hartke, woo, he held on to it, but I tell you what, if you get it out in front of you, they give you a lot. I like Hartke just trying to dump that thing, and does a nice job getting a quick point. for Pepperdine.
Ball State gets it right back.
How about Basilio saying, hey, I'm going to throw one right back at you on the tip throw.
And let's face it, as you know, there's a lot more leeway on those calls than there used to be.
There is, and you know what, certainly if you watch the men's game for a long time, they don't call the double much. They don't call it at all anymore in the men's or the women's. But, you know, those throws, if you get it out in front of you, typically you can hold on to it for a little bit and they'll still let you have it. It's when you get it behind your shoulder where they have an issue. But both of those guys throw it in front. Really nice job.
Gomez has been one to do. We mentioned chirping as in Cardinals. Gomez has been doing some chirping toward the Cardinal fans tonight.
I like it. Got some juice. He's trying to get his guys going. Looks at the camera, says, not so fast. I'm going to score one of my own. Absolute tattoo that ball on the bick. And Pepperdine up 2-1 here.
Hands there. Mate got it done for Pepperdine.
Tell you what, Mate has done a great job up front. We talked about Surratt with Ball State, but Mate has been all over the ball on Pepperdine's side. And there he gets the one-on-one, usually advantage attacker, but he sends it back.
Hartke with the service miscue. And we're now 3+ sets in. Both teams sitting on 11 service aces. That's perfectly fine and more than understandable.
Yeah, pretty good, honestly, for both. I think both these coaches would take that in this match.
Okay, maybe not back-to-back points. Surratt into the net. He'll rotate back out as Victor Scherer comes back in. Again, setter and libero, both natives of Brazil for this Ball State squad. No touch there. Apparently the broadcaster jinx works when you compliment service errors. I'm sorry, I've created 3 consecutive free points in both directions.
A lot. Honestly, 11 for both through 3 sets is good. Pat Rogers almost got hit with that thing. Barnett just crushes that ball and almost hit Rogers on the way out.
Lewis the dig. Quick set. Hartke off hands. Going on 2. That was, we may have a review here, let's see. We play on, doesn't matter, Pepperdine's won the point.
What a job there. Mate again, just all over that thing. Pepperdine wanted a double, but Winder, as he did last night, just imploring with his team to keep playing. And I think he gets after him there. Mate cleans that up, but that could have been a really big miscue to kind of stop playing and get out of sorts. And luckily, they take care of that one.
No harm, no foul from Pepperdine perspective. Mate to serve at 5-3. Gomez again and got it. Gomez now 11 kills, second behind Hartke for the Waves tonight. And down 2 sets to 1 partner. This is how Pepperdine had to start the 4th set.
Yeah, they needed to get out to a good start. And they've done it here. Couple nice blocks from Mate, and going back wins a point on the serve. So Ball State desperately needs a side out here.
Polomaz got it. Scherer just overcommitted to tracking that one down.
Yeah, and again there you see Ball State, they're just out of sorts, out of rhythm.
Frankly, it was a somewhat similar start in set number 3. Ball State found their way back.
They did, but Pepperdine certainly came out the right way here in set 4, knew they needed to respond, and they've done that well.
Hartke off hands and down. And the timeout's going to be coming quickly here from Coach. We have seen tonight in a particular set, Pepperdine 8 and Ball State 3. Cardinals leading 2 sets to 1 here in Noblesville. And frankly, nearly catching one that time was Barnett.
Ball State desperately needed that. Pepperdine's done such a nice job early in this set. You said it, Barnett trying to scoop that up, unable to handle it.
For serving 8. Rogers. And the block is there for Pepperdine. Gomez has saved his best for set 4.
Yeah, and a nice job there by the block for Pepperdine. They get a triple up in front of Rogers and tries to go cross court into the same. I think that was mostly Edie on that one.
Rogers again, and this time reads the block perfectly.
And Rogers doesn't try to go down, goes high, hard, off the edge. Hartke there, but a great swing by Rogers, finds the edge. Gets a kill for the Cardinals.
A lot of real estate to work with for your Ball State. Hartke. Ball State couldn't control it. Lewis couldn't steer that the way he had hoped.
Yeah, not a bad touch there from Ball State. Hartke takes a good swing as he's done, finding hands. Ryan Lewis, I think, needs to do a better job on that one. And it just sticks a hand out there, but a good enough touch, especially against Hartke. If you get anything even close to you, you've got to take advantage.
And that's deemed to be an ace. I think this is going to be a challenge. So another challenge of a serve that Ball State thought was long. As of now, that's a point for Pepperdine. So temporarily an ace. We'll see if it holds up that way. By the way, Hartke now has climbed that 20 kill stat again tonight. What does his volleyball future look like after his days at Pepperdine?
Well, I mean, he's got 2 more years.
Right.
You know, if he stays. So, and I say that, I don't mean to sound impolite there. I mean, there's a lot of guys, and they haven't done it very often. Certainly, some of the foreign players will come and play for a year or two and then go back and play. I would foresee him finishing out here at Pepperdine, but I would anticipate him being in the mix in the USA national team senior gym here even this summer. Certainly with a chance at the VNLs this summer upcoming. I would not be surprised to see him on that roster, and he's certainly going to get his pick of the litter as far as where he plays as a professional after he gets done with college. I mean, he does so many things well, but you know, when you're that big, that physical, and you can hit all the shots, it makes a huge deal, and he has been on full display here tonight as he's been most of the season. So,
point Pepperdine. Challenge tonight 0 for 4. And again, we got a line judge right on it.
Yeah, I think that'll be Coach Iandello's last there unless we get to a 5th set where we'll get one back. So Pepperdine 6-point lead here in set 4. Ball State looking to get some back.
Set across to Rogers. Scherer with the dive. And Rogers sprays it off of hands.
And Rogers there fighting on that one. Holy moly, if you saw that ball that got set on top of the net. Caleb Hartke was so high, I think he might have touched the bottom of the scoreboard there, but Ball State able to pick it up, and Rogers with a big-time swing cross-court against a triple block to get Ball State a point back.
How about that? Now, point goes to Pepperdine. The speed of thought to handle the overpass, well done by the Waves.
Yeah, Polomaz goes to get it, and Jacob Surratt, and it goes up with the setter on that one, even though he's in the back row, and leaves that middle one-on-one. Great job by Polomaz there to get that ball back to Edie.
Lewis. Free ball here. Lewis. Edie keeps it alive. Great recovery by Rogers. Again, we haven't had many long points tonight. That was one of them.
So you've seen the long rally there. He's got to do a lot of work. Both sides there, kind of making some scramble plays, finding a way, and Rogers just with a high IQ there, sees it and just goes right back up to get it.
Bombs away. Mate.
Pepperdine just done such a nice job offensively. You know, they've done some good things. Mate, couple stuff blocks his first time through. Second round, he goes in. Polomaz gets him the ball in that quick, and he buries it. So Pepperdine really finding some rhythm here in set 4. And if you're Ball State, you got to find a way to not only stop the bleeding, but to try to get some momentum back on their side.
Machado picked that ball off the net. Hands there, but Hartke gets it into him and sprays him wide. And again, the gap is widening for the Waves as we are trending towards a decisive 5th set. Wentz will come in, just try to break up the rhythm and rotation.
Yeah, just a sub, just a timeout sub there. Tyler Wynn, a plus passer in that left side spot, but just trying to get a little something different going for Ball State.
And Lees causes the service error.
Good timeout, and again, you're just trying to find some rhythm. So maybe give somebody a little bit of a breather here. You know, you got to really close that gap to have a shot here in set 4. So good sub for Ball State.
Free ball and taken advantage of by Mate.
I say Ball State just kind of uncharacteristically not making plays. There you see just an off-speed shot to Machado and just mishandles it, overpasses. And as Pepperdine's done especially well in this set, they have not given Ball State a chance to breathe there. And Ball State's given them some just bad miscues and some uncharacteristic plays, and Pepperdine's taken it and gotten this thing out to a 6-point lead even after the missed serve there from Barnett.
The law of averages catching up with Ball State a little bit. They're hitting numbers finally south of 400. 394 for the match. That is a service error as well. And this is the most cushion that either team has had in terms of a set tonight. Machado, not the pass he wanted to, got the recovery.
Yeah, a little misconnection on that first set from him to Patterson, but Pepperdine unable to handle that, and Machado just muscles that thing back and gets a point for the Cardinals.
Here's Went. Pepperdine not allowing Ball State any momentum whatsoever.
Yeah, but Pepperdine just dialed up the passing here. They have been nails in this set, and Ball State trying to catch up to that thing. Edie slams it home for the Waves.
Hartke. Went the dig. And the put away by Rogers, his 15th kill.
Tyler Went back there. We talked about him as a sub coming in for Basilio and makes a nice play there. Rogers not much getting off, but hits a great shot. Gonna see another sub here for Ball State as the freshman from Germany, Daniel Gunther, comes in for Jacob Surratt.
First time we have seen Gunther in the match. And point Pepperdine. Just not letting up. Pepperdine hitting 545 in set 4.
And I love what Polomaz has done here. I mean, certainly, you know, Hartke has been really, really, really good here, but Pepperdine has been phenomenal in serve receive in set 4, and he has just gone back to the well with his middles over and over, and they have responded well.
Lewis. By the way, Pepperdine, 13 kills, 0 errors in the 4th set.
Yeah, they have been really, really good, but that all starts with handling the ball, and here you see kind of right on that note, Ford Harmon coming in for Jose Gomez to give them a little aid in serve receive. And
diving effort, but couldn't pick it out of the net in time. 4th touch, point Pepperdine.
And right on cue, we're talking about their serve receive. That one passed way off the net, and How about Ryan Barnett just kind of chopping that thing over the triple block in front of Tyler Wint, and was unable to make that play. So Pepperdine just doing everything the right way here and showing out in set 4 when they needed to get a win to extend the match.
Aiden Toon, Honolulu, Hawaii. And finding the open courts is Daniel Gunther, the freshman from Munich. But frankly, alternating points will only go so far for Ball State here in the set.
They got to find a way to get a couple back here from the service line and dig some balls. That's one thing they've been struggling so much to do, especially in this set, is even when they're getting some good touches, is to dig a ball. There you see it again, just hit right at them, and looking like they're not expecting the ball. And good swing here by Harkey, and that's a tough one to dig, but just nothing seems to be going up for Ball State, even on those touches, and Pepperdine taking full advantage in this set.
Basilio into the block. Blocks have been more the domain of Ball State, but
some focus back here. They've just looked a little slow in this one, and Pepperdine just has been outstanding. I can't say enough, and they've been good most of the night, but to come out after losing set 2 the way that ended and having to win the 4th set to force a 5th, they have been outstanding, and they're looking to close it out here and send it to a 5th.
Hartke. Lewis. Point to Ball State. By the way, the last time that Pepperdine played 5, you don't have to look back that far. End of their conference tournament run. USC beat them in 5.
Yeah, and one they went back.
Yep.
That one against USC in Provo. They were the favorites in that one to win, and USC bested them to go to the tournament championship. So looking for some redemption for a 5th set. Got to get there first, but in the driver's seat to do so for the Waves.
And there's the point. Back-to-back, Patterson. And you still got plenty of cushion here. You don't only get worried maybe about 2 or 3 points from now if you're Pepperdine. They've got both timeouts if they need it. Yep.
Yeah, they're 6-point spreads. So you don't want to, freak out too much here if you're Pepperdine, but you also don't want to let Ball State get on a run. And
that block is in.
Got just in there. Good job by Pepperdine. And again, Barnett, Mate send that one back just in. So
3 points away from sending us to 5. Of course, the 5 set of Pepperdine wants to talk about. They're winning against UCLA earlier this year. Point to Ball State.
A little off speed there from Patterson, but so big and high there. He just finds some space on that one. A little paintbrush, you like to call it, just off the fingertips, but oftentimes finds some space there between Gomez and Riley.
Little long, no touch.
Mate, the young fella, finally looks human in this set. That's the first thing he's done wrong. Everything else has been beautiful.
And he drops the hitting number to 500 this set for the Waves. Wide and no touch. Point Ball State. And a timeout coming here for Pepperdine.
Timeout here from Coach Winder. You gotta stop the bleeding. Ball State's crowd gonna get up and get into it. Try to will these guys back into it, but you've gotta find a way to stop some momentum, and good timeout here from the Waves.
First time that Ball State has been the home team in the national tournament since 1992. Other times, many more years ago, 72, 76, and 80. And if you're just joining us, we explained this off the top, but we are playing at Riverview Arena at Innovation Mile. This is the home of the Noblesville Boom, the G League affiliate of the Indiana Pacers. We are 37 miles from the Ball State campus. This is commencement weekend in Muncie. So Worthen Arena was not available for the Cardinals. I want to thank the folks at Innovation Mile and their staff for being so gracious to host the match as our broadcast crew for tonight's contest. Hamilton County, very volleyball friendly this weekend. Literally the next exit down I-69 is where the Indy Ignite of Major League Volleyball play, the #1 seed heading into the MLV playoffs next weekend. They played a 5-setter down the road last night, in fact, in getting a win. Well, back to action. Pepperdine has one more timeout if needed. Gomez off hands. 2 points away from playing 5.
Big swing there from Gomez off the block. Ball State gets him off the net a little bit. Looked like it was going to be Gomez or Hartke, and Lomaz goes to the freshman on the left to get the kill.
Chapin rotates in. Redshirt freshman from Manhattan Beach, California. Rogers, point. Pepperdine and a handful of set points to make us play a 5th and deciding set.
Did a nice job there, Edie Gomez in there on the bit, kind of expecting them to go to Rogers on that pass off the net, and they're all over it, sending that one back and giving Pepperdine set point here in set 4.
That'll sail long, but again, plenty of cushion here for the Waves. Basilio to serve. Barnett sends us to set number 5 to lead things off. Gomez skies it. Hartke somehow clears it off the bench, but that hits the scoreboard and creates a 4th touch. And the first point goes to Ball State.
Ball State juiced here. You can see the crowd get a little advantage for the home team, but Rogers comes out of the gate and blasts one from the service line.
I think part of Delaware County wants to go to LA next weekend. I think they're making the trip with if the team makes it.
I think you're right, Greg.
Rogers, too much on that one, a point apiece.
Just misses there, Rogers letting it go. No restraint on that one, and Pepperdine and Hartke back to the service line.
Hartke 22 kills. Off the tape. Lewis off hands. Short set, Patterson. Barnett, his 12th of the match. Frankly, it seems like more. He's been there for the big moments.
Yeah, really nice job. And I tell you what, Ball State just, they got a side out on those. They get a couple opportunities. They get one swing and then they cover it and get another. And as good as these offenses be, you can't give the opposition more chances than that. And
somehow that's in play. Rogers, net contact. A back row attack.
Ball State there, just kind of a bang-bang play. They get it over and get a touch there, so Ball State really going to want that one when you get a chance like that to get another swing. It's a little misconnection on that pick, and Ball State needing a side out. Pepperdine trying to extend the lead to 4.
3 consecutive points for the Waves. Make it 4. Timeout coming by Ball State. We talk about momentum. It is carrying over for Pepperdine. Again, Hartke to serve. Patterson got it. Patterson gets his 11th of the match.
And a good run there. I love that. Basilio sticks that pass to about 8 feet. Not a bad one with a serve. Like that from Hartke. And good job there by Lucas Machado finding Will Patterson in the gap for a much needed point for Ball State.
What a read. And how about Gunter getting the point?
A good job, and again, Machado going back to the well, to the middles, and that one a little underset, but he's got a little bit of space there, and Hartke just unable to handle that one.
Gunter didn't make his debut until set number 4. Try to go over on 2. Basilio and Gunter waiting. 3
in the positive category with the crowd, so they're doing a nice job, and it's been a great atmosphere so far.
By the way, UCLA and UC Irvine are underway, so when this match is over, bop over there here on ESPN+. That's our second quarter of the night. Block waiting. Barnett. That's Machado on the dig. Lewis. That's all they could do with that. Hartke. And just couldn't get there in time. Good Patterson. That snaps the 3 chain for Ball State.
Yeah, and a good job there. Great swing by Hartke against the triple block. High off the hands.
It's Barnett to serve. Long and no touch. Pepperdine asking for a touch. They have a challenge. They will use it here. Or will they? They will. So they'll challenge on a potential touch.
They want one on Rogers there. Off that serve, a deflection. That's a second time that Ryan Barnett has just crushed one right in Rogers' vicinity, who just got out of the way in set 4, and they're saying they don't think he got out of the way on that one.
So far the challenge is 0 for 4 tonight.
And like I said, it's a different camera setup in here because they don't have them on the lines. This one, hopefully you just need, maybe from the overhead or one of the cameras live that are tracking that ball. But you see some of the Ball State fans sitting behind the replay down there saying no touch, but it's possible they might be partial.
See the replay text saying you want me to zoom this in so I can show you a little bit closer. And obviously what you're looking for, and it's the reason we have the volleyballs having different paneling, so it's easy to see the change in trajectory on tips and touches and things of that nature. And we will show it to you once our R2 has made his decision as to.
You can tell he's checking different angles here, trying to make sure. This is a pivotal point here.
Point to Ball State. So tied at 5. Take a look. Do you see a change in trajectory there?
It looked like it. Tough to say.
I don't think so.
Don't see it.
Yeah.
I understand why they think they got it there. It's a good challenge.
Tied at 5. Block there, still play it. Gomez into the block. And the point to Pepperdine.
A nice job there by Gomez on a tight set. Finds some hands and just throws it off of Machado there out of bounds. That's a great play from Jose Gomez there on the left to get Pepperdine a side out after Ball State gets a good block touch on Hartke.
Aiden Toon. He and Chapin have been one rotation players. Have been serve specialists tonight. Machado sets Lewis. Lewis again with a good result. Down the line, Toon couldn't handle it. We're tied at 6.
Yeah, that's a big-time shot there from Ryan Lewis. Sets just a little bit inside, a little bit tight and inside, and he goes down the line. Gomez looking at himself like, how did that ball sneak through? But a great shot and a point for Ball State.
Gomez again. Hartke missed it. No touch. It might be a challenge again. Yep. They're going to want to challenge to see if there was a touch there. So challenges really in the span of 3 or 4 points here for Pepperdine.
Like the guys thought that ball was in, but it looked like Coach Winter challenged in the net.
Correct.
On that against the block. So we'll see.
I think the ball was wide, but I think the question is, was there a touch involved there?
Yeah, I thought maybe a touch, but these challenges, they're going to be able to see a touch or a net call on that one, so we'll see here.
We've got cameras all across the facility, plus we've got the net cam where should give us the best angle. Well, we are showing you the awaiting of the replay. Understandably so, because we've been playing for nearly 2.5 hours. Ryan Lewis is getting some work done by the Ball State trainer right in front of the scorer's table.
A cramp or something coming up, but Coach Jason Roberson there, he's been with Ball State for a long, long time. Trying to get him worked out here on the sideline while we get a little break.
That's called being efficient with your time. Lewis, 15 kills, hitting .333, 3 digs and 4 blocks as well. So we await the word of our second challenge of set number 5. If there was not a touch there by Ball State, they're in front.
It looks like it's going to be Ball State's point the way he's going. As they can't see it, Coach Winder going to probably be upset about that one. One of his assistants was emphatic there. It looked like there early, maybe the net call. Boy, I don't know.
Able to avoid the contact. Edie. 6th kill of the night. Tied at 7. Again, nothing separating these two teams. Big swing for Gunter.
And how about Gunter going right back, saying, hey, kill that ball through the middle, I can do the same. And great shot there for the freshman from Germany.
Gunter playing just his 34th set of the season. He basically played in 1/3 of the sets this year.
Yeah, and you know, Ball State playing without, their M1, their top middle, Braden Savitsky-Lind. He got hurt in the MIVA tournament, and he's been out. He's close to coming back. He's dressed out, but hasn't practiced yet. And so Daniel Gunter was kind of the third middle, kind of got thrust into it, and he's been playing well for these guys. Sharing time with Will Patterson, Jacob Surratt, guy committee, but all of those guys have been really good, and you see Daniel Gunter there with the kill for the Cardinals.
Tough serve. What a dig by Wint. Hartke. Gomez in the hands. Machado, Rogers, and Patterson combined.
And I tell you what, Greg, that first play there by the serving sub, Tyler Wint, this kid's a freshman. He's an outside attacker, but he is an absolute stud on the defensive end. Goes in there, makes that play on the first swing from Hartke. Ball State ends up putting it together and getting the score later on in the rally.
First 2-point lead of the 5th set for Ball State. Hartke again in the hands, and it's down. 3-point lead for Ball State. Timeout for Pepperdine. Well, let's go back to your point. Wint and Gunter are freshmen, and they are making massive plays for you in your biggest match in 4 years.
And I tell you what, Tyler Wint has done it in some big ways. He did it against Loyola, came in, hit a serve, made an incredible dig, gave them a point late in a set that they ended up winning. And you know, Coach Winder there wants to.
Here for Ball State. He's played in all 5 sets tonight. Pepperdine now out of timeouts. Still in play. And down, Patterson. And are we going to see another challenge from Pepperdine? They're going to empty the challenge bank here. Their third challenge of the set.
Yeah, Winder frustrated. I was still confused about the last one, giving Ball State the point. It looked like somebody was in the net. It was before the block attempt, which is what I think they were looking at, and Winder saw that on the replay. He was visibly frustrated after they didn't win the last one, and I can't blame him on that one, but again, they think Machado's in it there. Him and Hartke both went up on that one. We'll see here.
Not a long challenge.
Yeah.
Point Ball State.
It was his own guy, so it was Hartke that was in the net and not Machado. They both went up on it. I couldn't tell. It looked like somebody was, but I think it's a good challenge, but it's hard to see there.
Ball State has 1 remaining if they need it.
Yeah.
4 points in the finish line. Wint gives 1 away.
Tries to go cross court back at that one zone. He's had some success, but a really nice job by Tyler Wint to go in and get a couple points there for Ball State. If you're Pepperdine, you got a guy in Gomez you like back there on the service line. Ball State just looking to side out here quick and keep the spread at 4.
Scherer. Rogers. Hartke. Got it. Win in doubt. Feed the horse. Give it to your best player. And Basilio cramping up. Again, folks, it's been that taxing tonight. We saw Lewis getting some work done during a challenge. Now Basilio is trying to get that calf to let go. Basilio will stay on for now. You can see it just win on him as he is diving for that, and we've all been there before. Maybe not on this stage, we've all been there before.
Yeah, a little cramp there, and he looks like he's okay. He's going to tough it out. They got blood again on the floor here, so.
And the blood timeout, frankly, allows a little more work to be done on Basilio. The fight doctor's also been called on Machado. We have now traced the source of this.
Yeah, they taped him up earlier trying to get him going again, but we'll see. Basilio going to try to shake that thing out, wake it back up. He's
nobody wants to leave the floor here.
Tough kid, you know. Canadian, they just call those lower body injuries up there, and they deal with them after the playoffs.
It is playoff season.
You got to do it.
You're spot on, partner.
You don't talk about it. You just say lower body, and that's it.
You can watch those on ESPN Plus as well. So 11-9 is the score. Top
through the first 4+ sets here tonight.
No more timeouts remaining for either side. Ball State has a challenge if they need it. It is the native of Cuban, Gomez, who heads back to serve. Lewis. Hartke. Short set off, hands and down. Edie got it. 3 in a row for Pepperdine.
Yeah, and again, Ball State just unable to side out, unable to handle it. Pepperdine does a nice job staying in there because they didn't get the side out they wanted after that first swing from Ball State, but they get another opportunity. And Edie takes care of it for the Waves.
Rogers into hands. 4 in a row for Pepperdine. We're tied at 11.
And how about Pepperdine just responding? Down 4, they get the side out to go down 3 and then run off 3 in a row. Rogers trying to go off the outside of the hand, but Hartke sends it back. And we got a tie ball game here late in the 5th.
Lewis. Barnett. Lewis again. And Riley gave him a chance, but Gomez runs out of real estate.
A nice job there by Ryan Lewis. Machado likes the matchup there behind.
Another towel here on the floor, hence the reason for the momentary stoppage. This serves as a chance just to kind of collect thoughts for both sides. Pepperdine, 6 losses on the season. All of them have come to ranked foes. 5 of them against teams that are still in the tournament, to give you an idea how good their schedule has been.
And you know, they got those losses. They've also got the best win on the season against UCLA. So we'll see here. Pepperdine with an incredible job there to get that deficit cleared.
Machado on the serve. Barnett got it. Thirteenth kill for Barnett. This could easily be decided by 2 points to see who is playing next weekend in Southern California in the national semifinals. Chapin enters for the first time in the 5th set. Down the line, what a serve. And put away by Mate. Pepperdine seesaws in front. Chapin to serve. Problem there for Ball State, and now a pair of match points for Pepperdine. Ball State will use their challenge. They have got 1 left in the bag. What a rally by Pepperdine. They have won 7 of the last 8 points.
Unbelievable. Ball State with a 4-point spread before Pepperdine sides out, and then just what a display. A grit, effort, these guys staying in it, finding a way, bombing away from the service lane. It's hard when you're down by 3 in a 5th set late. You don't have much time to still hit that serve with confidence, hit it in, the go bombs away. And credit to Jose Gomez and company here with Pepperdine to stay on it.
By the way, UC Irvine took the first set off of UCLA, and that is the opponent for this match. This winner plays that winner in our semifinals next Saturday. Get a reminder, our national championship game a week from Monday, and can be seen on ESPN2 at 7 o'clock. But if this challenge is unsuccessful, it's a pair of match points for Pepperdine. We'll hear our decision here in a matter of moments. And it's Pepperdine. Ball State's got to win the next 2 points to keep their season going. It's Chapin to serve. Another freshman stepping up huge in this match. But gives one away. It is still match point for Pepperdine, but now it comes on the Ball State serve. And it's Ball State's best player in Patrick Rogers to serve.
Well, it's back to the service line, but Pat Rogers.
A senior from Rutherford, New Jersey. Hartke in the hands and off of Hartke. Tied at 14.
And how about Pat Rogers says, I'm going to go after it, gets him off the net. And they get the triple block up against Cole Hartke. And Will Patterson sends it back to tie this at 14.
Rogers goes for it again and gets the ace. And now it's Ball State that has a match point. Substitution here just to try to break the momentum. Gomez will come back in for Pepperdine.
I like that substitution. You put the guy back in who's been in there most of the time. It's a good sub. They've used Fort Harbin a lot, but you get that guy out, get a little break.
Rogers again! Chirp, chirp to Southern California. 4 straight points, and Ball State is on to the national semifinals.
Unbelievable. You talk about how do you get it done late in a set. Ball State up in set 5. Pepperdine comes roaring